welcome to another episode of Cinnamon Stitches. I'm your yarn host, Jennifer, and today, Poncho's gonna come in. My son is acting a little wild and it scares her, so she's gonna come in here and hide by Grammy. She does not like when he gets cuckoo. Come here. Come on. Anyway, so today I wanted to share a little adventure I went on this week. There is an antique mall that we have frequented a couple of times now. I think the last time we went, it was probably a couple months ago. Anyway, I wanted to go back. I have wanted to go back for a little while now. And one of the reasons I really like this antique mall is they have a lot of crafting stuff. So there's an entire booth that's set up. Now this antique mall, if you don't know what an antique mall is, because I didn't know until recently that antique malls are not just big giant malls that one person has all their crap in there. That's what I thought an antique mall was. No, an antique mall has little booths and you can rent a booth and sell your antiques and your wares. And so, you know what? I think I'm going to transfer files and I'm going to put them in the video at some point, which means extra editing. Everybody's coming in here. Hi, how are you? This is Bentley, in case you're new here. That's Oreo. Oh, and little Poncho's on the floor. I have to pet him. He's very demanding that I pet him right now. And these two are going to wrestle and I'm going to get irritated and kick them out. Anyway, this antique mall, specifically this one, because I've been to a couple now, had... That's enough. That's enough. Hi. He's very cuddly this morning. The second my husband left the bed, he was in his place, face to face, trying to cuddle. Yep. Just like that. I'm right here, Mom. I'm right here. Anyway, they have craft stuff, but there a lot of the booths. Oh, I was going to say, one whole booth is just quilting stuff. It's her quilts, which are gorgeous. And I wanted one for my birthday so bad, and I should have just bought it for myself. It's not there anymore, but she's got a couple more that are they're gorgeous quilts. But she also sells fabric. All like leftover scrap fabric, leftover fabric, fabric packs that she's put together. Like, it's like she's got her own little fabric store in there. Her stuff is glorious. It's so beautiful. I do sew. I don't sew as often as I would like to because I have to pull my sewing machine out, which is under the desk. And I have to clear off my desk to sew. And I'm not fantastic at it. I'm sufficient. I think with practice I could be amazing. I have several of her kits, by the way. I am having a real hard time holding my train of thought right now with those two dogs back there and just everything that's going on today. I also have to get out of the house in 2 hours because the house is being appraised today, and apparently I can't be here when the appraiser comes. And the house is not spotless clean, so that's going to be the appraiser's problem if he's tripping over stuff, because I'm trying to pack up to move. And it's just like, my house is a disaster right now. It's an absolute disaster. It's like a tornado came through. Why is there always a bump right there? I am going to pause the video and I'm going to take the two little dogs and kick them out. And I say little. One is the oldest of the breed or the bunch, and the others, you know, I'm not even gonna pause. We're gonna exit because this is making me crazy, and I can't even focus, and I already can't focus. Come on. What are you freaking out about? You don't know? There's nothing upstairs. I promise you. My TV is on. You hear me? That's nervous Nelly right there.
Oh,
He is anxious all the time. Hi. Welcome to Cinnamon Stitches. We're 2 inches shy of the mental ward. I'm gonna be wrong. That was Poncho trying to get in. My throat already hurts from telling people to stop. Oh my God. I don't even know what I was talking about at this point. I know that I went to the antique mall because I was telling you about the quilt stuff. Anyway, I went with my 2 guys. And we made an afternoon of it because I thought gathering everybody out of the house was in days past because there's no more showings. But I failed to realize that the inspection needs to happen and the appraisal needs to happen and the termite inspection is going to have to happen soon. And yeah, they need my house. Oh, by the way, the inspection happened and didn't know the new owners were going to be sitting inside of my house for 2 hours. Actually, it was over 2 hours. They were here for 2.5 hours. And I was just curious what these strangers were doing inside of my house, because it ain't their house yet, for 2.5 hours. Are they sitting on my couch? Because that made me a little uncomfortable. Are they sitting at my dining room table, which had ketchup on it from our breakfast? And the table was a wreck. Like, what are they doing? Are they going through my stuff? Where are they at in my house? Like, it made me really anxious and uncomfortable. Gotta be real honest with you on that one. And it got to the point where they were a half an hour past their booked window time. And so we came home because I've been out of the house for 2.5 hours with a dog and with 4 dogs and an 11-year-old child who is wild. And so he was actually, most of his time was spent at a indoor gym area. But like, the dogs were not happy being in the car for that long. So we pull back up and they're still in the driveway. And I looked at the new owners of this house, and she was smiling and giggling from ear to ear. She was so happy, and I'm like, okay, the inspection must have went well because she looks ridiculously happy. And then they left, and we pulled into the driveway, and they circled back around to get another look at the house. And I actually felt bad because I didn't want them to see us. I don't know why. I just didn't. They circled back by and drove by slow, and I turned and I looked and I saw them. I was like, she has to really love this house to be that excited. I'm just going to say that. And that's what I prayed for. I prayed that someone finds value in our house and that they come here and they raise their own family, and that's what I wanted. Anyway, so we made a day of it, and me and Mr. Cinnamon just kind of walked around, and we Lucas walked off by himself. He was on a mission. He was looking specifically for old tech, old phones, old like computers, old whatever tech type stuff, which he's at the point now where he's almost a hoarder when it comes to old tech, and I'm trying to slowly filter it out so that there's not so much of it. Anyway, he was a busybodying himself around, and me and Mr. Cinnamon were walking through the aisles hand in hand, and like there was Christmas music blaring, and every once in a while he would stop and like grab me and hug me and dance with me, which is not uncommon. I mean, we've always done that, but it just was really nice. It was a really nice afternoon. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that I saw when we were at the antique mall, because I saw I'm trying to remember, I did take pictures and they're on my phone, but I will pop them up here. Actually, no. I will cut and put a video in, but I'm going to show you what I saw while we were at the antique store. I've never seen one of these. And it's easy enough to make it circles. And it's got jingle bells attached to it, and it's a door hanger. And it's crocheted. And I thought it was really neat. I think she wanted like $12 for it. And it's literally just circles that are like overlapped with each other. So I know that I could make something like that. I could probably do a Google image search for it too and see if there's a pattern, but I thought it was cool with the jingle bells on it. I thought it would look really cool on like the back door or any door or kitchen cabinets. That would be cute, hanging down kitchen cabinets, right? And in that same booth was these cute little booties with jingle bells on it. And I didn't see the price on those. And then I found, now, This is a rare one because generally when I find this actually happened twice, but I only got pictures of this one blanket. Usually if it has been made recently, I will look at it and I can tell by the colors what yarn it is, because I'm obsessed with yarn. And with this yarn, I could not tell what this yarn was. It was not rough like a lot of older crochet blankets that I have found in thrift situations. It was not super soft, so it was not Caron Simply Soft, which it resembled the most because it was thin. And some of these colors are Caron Simply Soft yarn colors. I just thought that was the prettiest blanket, and I almost bought it just because it was pretty. But here's the thing, I could make that. I have made a blanket that was almost identical to that in different colors for my sister, I believe. And I don't know. I could have bought it though. So those are some of the crochet things I saw. And I did a store video at the store a while ago. I actually did a haul of what I purchased, and I showed you videos of inside this antique mall in another video. I will try to link it at the end. I'll put it in one of the cards. And one of the blankets that I showed, I actually asked you guys what blanket pattern that was. It's still there, and it's been like 4 or 5 months since I saw it the first time. And so, actually I think the first time I saw it was in July. So it's been a good couple of months since it's been there the whole time. And I was surprised that it was still there because it's so pretty. But that's not, I didn't take a picture of it this time because I showed it to you in a video last time. And there are a couple of booths. Oh my God. I got a comment on today's video, which is yesterday in your world, that I need to stop yawning because I'm making them yawn. And the truth of the matter is I can't. I'm exhausted all the time. I am not sleeping. And I am running myself ragged. I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning. I've been waking up at 3 and 3:30 every single day. So I'm starting my time clock at 3, 3:30, 4 at the very latest every single day. And I am not going to sleep until probably 11. So, and I'm packing up the entire house, and I'm doing all of the household things, and I'm working, and I'm doing homeschooling. I'm tired all the time. And I just cannot stay asleep, and I don't know why. So, I'm going to yawn again. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I hate that I'm yawning so much. Anyway, some of the booths at the antique shop are like my favorites. There is one in the back corner, and I like it because it's filled with old Tupperware. Like the old Tupperware from the early 80s, maybe even the 70s. The Tupperware I had in my kitchen and that Grandma had in her kitchen. And like, I just like going in there and rummaging and, you know, finding the old stuff. Mr. Cinnamon actually never has been in that booth specifically with me. That was me and my daughter were like, ooh, look at all the cool stuff, because she loves old stuff. She's like me. She does not like new or modern. And so she likes looking at, she specifically loves old Pyrex and Corningware and stuff like that. And the Tupperware stuff. So I have no doubt she's going to have a 50s kitchen. She's already got 50s furniture for her bedroom. Because I just bought it. I just bought it. Anyway. Tired. I'm really having a hard time focusing. I think my sugar is also off because I drank full sugar soda yesterday because it's all they had at the gas station. I was really thirsty. And so I think my sugar might be a little off today, but I'll get it back down today. I'm going to fill up my cup with water and we're going to go about our day. So that was one of the booths. There's also a booth of a lady that makes candles and wax melts, and I have some of her wax melts, but they're in the closet. I haven't used them because they smell so good, but they're kind of expensive. And she had one called a Dickens Christmas. It smelled so good and reminiscent of my childhood, and I wanted it, but it was $27 for a candle that was this size. Now granted, this is a $19 candle from Bath & Body Works, but I got it for free. And that one doesn't smell nearly as good, but it does smell good. Speaking of Bath & Body Works. So I got the information that they're coming out with, and I know you probably don't care, but this made me super excited. They're coming out with astrological sign perfumes. And I got insider information that Leo, which is what I am as a Leo, is a scent that was last year's Halloween scent called Everlasting Magic. Okay? And Everlasting Magic last year was my favorite. And I'm a Leo. And so this was brought home for me, as well as a cute little turtle. This is called a pocket bag. You put hand sanitizer in here. I can't use hand sanitizer, so he just is a keychain. But Leo is Everlasting Magic if you know anything about Bath & Body Works. And it smells so good on my body chemistry. Alright, so back to this. And then of course there's the booth with the fabric, which is what I'm actually going to show you in a few minutes. But I want to show you what else I found because this made me happy. These are Hallmark reindeers, and they were a thing in the early 80s. I remember being a very, very little kid, and my mom wanted them, and all she could afford was the ones from Burger King. And my mom hated Burger King. Matter of fact, I never actually tasted Burger King until I was 15 or 16 at a friend's house, because my mom hated Burger King that much, okay? You guys aren't going to like it. I heard that a lot when I was growing up. You're not going to like that. You're not going to like that. P.S. My mom was wrong about everything. Like, I loved everything. That's why I'm fat. I just like food, okay? I'm going to cut their tag off their arm. So this is Rhonda. Rhonda and Rodney were the main series from Hallmark, and then they had little tiny ones at Burger King. My mom had a collection of them, okay? Jen has a collection of them, but they're in storage. And my bedroom Christmas tree, because I have a Christmas tree in my living room. My children both have Christmas trees for their bedroom. And I have a Christmas tree for my office. And I have a Christmas tree for my bedroom. My bedroom Christmas tree has some of the reindeers on them, okay? And I've showed this in previous videos because whenever I find these at a thrift store, I'm ridiculously stupid happy. And I probably overpaid for these because she was $12. Okay? I choose $12, which is probably what she, is what she cost. No, she was $5.50 when she came out. Because apparently purple glass is not red. Her price tag is still on her. 1984 Hallmark Rhonda Reindeer Sewn Toy, $5.50. Isn't she the cutest thing ever? So my mom had this size female, this size male to represent her and my dad, and then 3 of the little girls to represent me and my 2 sisters. So this one says $3.95. Why? Because I never plugged it in. That's why. Like, why is my battery making that sound? There we go. Now we're 15%. At the Antique Mall, in the booth with the Tupperware, I found the mama, the little girl, and the little boy. And he's bigger than the little girl. He is from 1986. So this is Randy. This is Randy, not Rodney. Randy was the dad. Rodney was the dad. Randy was the little one. These both say Rhonda. So I got me and my 2 babies, and I paid way too much for these. I paid way too much for them. But they're going to go on this Christmas tree this year, and they're going to be added to my collection of these. And I'm going to keep buying them whenever I find them because they're really cute and they make me happy. They make me think of my childhood. Now, I did have one this size on my Christmas tree last year or the year before, and one of the dogs ate it. So we got to keep these away from Ponyo because she is very much teething and she wants to eat everything. And then, and of course, there's no yarn in this episode because try as I might, the only yarn I found at the antique mall was Lion Brand Yarn Art yarn, which never cost more than 99 cents, and they were selling it for $3. And they had 2 balls of that, and then they had like 4 balls of that god-awful yarn that you make the ruffle scarves out of that nobody knows what to do with. Yeah, and I have made enough ruffle scarves to last my lifetime. I don't want to make any more. And then I found this. This was $16. This is going to go on my living room Christmas tree. These are Disney. It says Disney light covers. $16. I don't know how old these are. I don't know. It's funny, they say firm on here, and I'm wondering how many people go into an antique mall and they're like, oh, I'm going to try to haggle for the prices. I wonder if there's any. There's no dates. And these were clearly on a Christmas tree because there's red glitter on them. It just says Disney made in China. They're rubber. And they have vent holes out of the top, which tells me that these were made for incandescent lights, not the new LED lights. And you slide the bulb in the bottom. Or no, I guess you slide the bulb in the top. I thought he's got a hole in the bottom and the top. So does Goofy, or Pluto, and so does Mickey. So Donald only has one in his head. You slide the light in and they hang on your tree. In case you didn't know, I love Disney. So this is Donald, but he looks like Donald from the one with Scrooge where he tries to bring a wreath for Uncle Scrooge. Christmas Carol. That's what that reminds me of. And then we have, and they're rubber. This is Pluto. This is the reason I bought Goofy. It has a strand of lights and a Christmas tree, and I've told you guys the story of me and Christmas trees and Christmas lights. And then Mickey as Santa. So I'm going to put this on my tree. I'm going to hook the lights in their head so that they hang on my tree like little lit up ornaments. Because every year I make it a point to add a Christmas ornament to my Christmas tree. Let's see. It's loan documentation for our house. So, very, very busy girl today. And I have to keep an eye on the time because I have to be out of the house soon. Alright, now, I cannot resist a good bundle of fabric. And I specifically cannot resist a good bundle of fabric when I can't actually see all of them, but like some of them are super, super cute. This big giant pack of fabric, she charged $25 for it. It's 3.5 pounds of fabric scraps, okay? And she calls this I Spy Fabrics. So I don't know if I Spy is the, what did I just do when I said this? I don't know if I Spy is the fabric company, but these are all very kid-friendly, which is what I lean towards. I make a lot of stuff for my kids. I made these curtains, which are bee fabric, which are going to go with me to the next house, and I can absolutely take them apart and refit them to fit the new windows of my new office. Or I can find someplace else to hang them because I have a sliding glass door downstairs, and these would look really pretty in front of the sliding glass door of our new house. But these curtains are definitely coming with us. And I made these curtains. They're not perfect. But I made them, they're mine. I also make pillowcases for my kids. I make bags specifically for Lucas, but Juju has a couple too. I make like project bags. And I have 100 project bags for myself. And they're all in storage currently. And I have sold project bags here on the channel. And like I said, they're not amazing and perfect. And my stitching is not like straight on perfect. And sometimes my thread doesn't blend in with the fabric. I'm not a perfectionist. Just like when I'm doing something with yarn art, I don't take it seriously. I don't try to make it look like it was made in a store or made for a store. I want it to look homemade. I don't strive for perfection. I lived with a perfectionist my entire childhood. That is torture to me. And so, you know, I wanted to look through these fabrics with you guys because I figured some of you might be interested. And I'm going to absolutely tell you what I can see doing with some of these fabrics. I also really, really want to make quilts in all of my spare time. I want to make at least a quilt. And I have a whole quilt set at home that is Under the Sea, which I did show in the last video where I talked about the same antique mall. And I really like the color combinations and the fabrics in here. And this would be a really cute, fun kids quilt. And I have made quilts before, but they are, like Lucas has a quilt that I made him that is made out of his cut up receiving blankets. So it's like all the flannel type receiving blankets that I cut up into squares and I turned it into a quilt. It's not quilted in the inside, but it's a quilt with a backing on it. I also made Juju one with pink fabrics, and I have made lots of baby stuff. I have made spit rags / burb rags. I have made covers for Bobby pillows with a zipper. I have made there's quite a few things I have and I can make, but again, not at all a professional. And some of these are just scraps, but they're super, super cute. So we got this one. It makes me really happy. That reminds me of the early 90s and of my cousin, Chrissy. Then we have the cute little puppy dogs. And they're spotted dogs. And I have 2 spotted dogs. And then I'm wondering which of these fabrics were put together in a quilt. Because a lot of these go together. This is just blue. It's white with blue. And yeah, I'm going to separate these out by color. Oh, we got a fish in one. This reminds me of Grandpa. That reminds me of Grandpa. Then we have Crayola crayons. How do you say crayons? How do you say it? Growing up, I said crayons. C-R-A-N-S. I said crayons. That's how I said it growing up. Now I say crayon. Oh, this is pretty. It's fairies. That's beautiful. It's boy fairies and girl fairies. I love fairies. The little bluebells. Some more crayon fabric. Crayons. They also say crowns down here in the South. They call them crayons. Crayons? Got this. Lots of blues here. This one, I love this one. Years ago, I think Juju may have been little, but it may have been before she was born. I think, no, Juju was little. We went to Frankenmuth in Michigan. I love this fabric. And it was Memorial Day weekend. Isn't that beautiful? It almost looks like it glows. It's got fireflies. And the frogs are so stinking cute. We were there for Memorial Day weekend and they had dock dogs, which is a contest where dogs jump off the dock and see how far they can jump and stuff like that. Tools. This reminds me of my mother's father, which is my grandfather that lived down the street. Yeah, this says Hoffman International Fabric, so I'm thinking the I Spy is just what she's calling this fabric pack. And there was a hot air balloon festival, and I've always been fascinated with hot air balloons. I wish there was a bigger piece of this. And oh, there's another. This one's much bigger. This is much bigger. This is probably a quarter of a yard, maybe. Oh no, it's 2 pieces. Anyway, we watched the hot air balloons take off at dusk, and it was like magical. It was so magical to watch that. And so that has always been like a really cool memory, and I always like hot air balloons because of that memory. I'm thinking this was a fabric pack for a little boy quilt. Because these are all leaning towards little boy, but luckily for me, I have a little boy. This one's got a cut out of it. How cute is that? I'm loving the frogs. Now what you can do, what I'm going to do with this, there's also cats. This is folded in half, so it's double that width. More dogs. What I'm probably going to do is make what I call Franken fabric. And it's like dirty quilting. Okay. So what I do is I take a bunch of weird, random, odd pieces and I try to use as much of the fabric as I can and I Frankenstein it together. So I try to, and sometimes there'll be like a weird line of fabric this way and like a jiggle jaggle going that way. And the reason I do it that way is because I don't want to waste any of the fabric. And so what I do is I Frankenstein a bunch of pieces together. It is not a beautiful quilt that has like symmetrical and shapes and all that stuff. And then I turn it into other stuff. So you make a big giant piece of fabric by Frankensteining it all together. And then you cut it into the shape of the fabric that you need it to be. I made a Halloween bag, another little piece of this frog fabric. And you can cut these into smaller pieces, but also you can just take a piece of fabric and then find some more pieces that kind of fit in with it. And just keep going until you have a big piece of fabric. And then you cut that fabric and turn it into what you want. So there's another piece of this one that I wish I had a bigger piece up there. It still might be in here. Some more of the tulle fabric, which that would be so cute as like pockets on a little jumper. This is pretty. Looks like sparrows. Oh, it's upside down for you. It's pretty. That reminds me of my mom. Then we have little peas in a pod. This is cute. It's very baby fabric, but I would put that in with like other fun stuff. Some more cats. Some more peas. You can kind of see, because some of these are stuck together, what she put together for her quilt. This has ladybugs on it, but it also has buttons, and this has buttons. I can just imagine. This is fun. Reminds me of Easter eggs. And it goes with this one that I already showed you. One of the things I'm not real good at when it comes to fabric is I don't see a fabric and go, oh, now when you put them side by side, absolutely these go together, right? I would never go to the store and pick these two things out and go, oh, these are going to look really cute together. I tend to go with like busybody fabric. This kind of stuff is generally a liner for my bags or like the bottom of a curtain or something like that. It's usually the accent, and then I'll mix it with like a solid color, which is funny because I'm really good at mixing colors and stuff in crochet, but not as much. I recognize this. Not as much with fabrics. I recognize the style of this dog drawing. I want to say it's Dottie. Some of these fabrics are so stinking cute. I'll be right back. Both of those phone calls today have been from Mr. Cinnamon. It is what it is. I'm not going to complain. At least he loves me, right? And there's a lot going on, so. Alright, I'm going to show you. I pulled some blue fabrics out. I'm kind of like grabbing from the pile. Alright. This one is cool. This actually matches the Under the Water, some of the underwater set that I got last time. This is very Christmassy to me. This one. And then we have more of the ABCs. Very blue, very blue. It's all the same shade of blue. And I would not put those in a project together because that would be too much blue. You'd have to break it up with something else. And then we have Frogs and Frog Princes. And this is a pretty decent size piece of fabric. Very cool. Did I tell you guys we went and looked at the house we're trying to buy the other day, and we there was a frog in there's a frog in, they just recently built the deck on the house we're trying to buy, and the bottom of where the posts go into the ground are still open, and there's a frog in there swimming. He's swimming, so I put a stick in there so he could get out because the water levels were so low. I don't think he could have got out, and I didn't want him to die. Like, that's, I just don't want that. Oh, this is a big strip. This is a very long strip. It's very long. I could make a scarf out of this. It's actually kind of cute. It's summery. There's bears at the beach. You know, Scarlet, for a while there, if you watch videos like previous to the summer, it was Oreo was the one causing all the problems, barking all the time, and now Scarlet has taken her place. And that deep voice is the smallest of the dogs. That's Ponyo. Because she corrects Scarlet for being a jerk. She's like, you need to shut up. Mom's trying to record. Grammy. I'm not mom to her, I'm Grammy. More of this tulle fabric, which is not my favorite, but I think little man will like it. Oh, Juju will like this one. Juju will like this one. It's cows. It's cows. I don't know what I'm gonna make her with such a small scrap of fabric, but it's cows. And there's a sticker on the back. I'm wondering if she... I'm wondering about that piece of tape because I don't know what any of that means. 6 by 9. That's definitely bigger than 6 by 9. -4. Fit M-3. I don't know what any of that means. And she clearly was trying to do something because there's writing and then the marks like she cut it with one of those rotary tools that I have. We have this. We have some more cats. And we have more of this, which makes me happy because it's just so funky in the 90s. Trees. See what I mean? Like, there's just randomly stuff that goes to each other that are stuck to each other. Like, she cut them together as part of a pack. Some more of the pea pods, but you already saw that. This is cute. When Juju was a little girl, we had a cake made for her from Southgate Bakery. Well, this is from Hancock Fabrics. I went and asked them, can you make me a cake with pretty bugs on it? And so she made us a cake that had pretty bugs on it. And that's what they called it, is the pretty bug cake, because it was custom made for her for, I think it was Juju's 7th birthday. And we went and had it at my dad's house. This one's cool. There's a lot of frogs in here, which I am here for. And there's several squares of this fabric, which also remind me of my cousin Chrissy, because she was born in 93. And like, I believe her layette was like bears. This one. And this one. And some more of this one. And fishing. Oh, there's a camera on here. A camera. Camping. Very outdoorsy. Oh, that's a cute turtle. There's actually 2 squares of this. This again reminds me of Grandpa. Although, I bought Mr. Cinnamon one of these for Christmas last year. It's a really nice compass and it had a really nice quote in it. And yeah, it looked just like that. Street signs. Airplanes. I hope our new house has chipmunks. These little cute chipmunks. They're so cuted. Kites. This fabric is all so fun and whimsical and so my style. And all of these are a lot of these are pre-cut to squares that I can just sit and sew together. And the part I hate most about quilting is cutting the pieces to sew them together. There's some more of the chipmunks. There's a couple squares there. And you can tell some of these fabrics are definitely from like the 90s. They just have the 90s aesthetic. This would be such a cute project bag. Or a pillow. That would be a cute pillow. And there's more. Definitely enough to make a pillow. More street signs. So it says Highway 1, US 80, US 50, or Highway 53, miles from nowhere, no traffic zone. Are we there yet? I love RVN. Oh, this is cute. This is cute. We got some more of this stuff. And there's several squares of that. Another one of the, or actually there's two of those. Some more of this. Oh look, they're already connected. See, I wouldn't have put, I don't like these together. These are gonna have to come apart. That's not cute. That's not cute. I don't like that. That's gonna have to come apart. That don't go together. Oh, we have a Christmas one. Strawberries. This one's really pretty. Baby footprints. Some more of these. Got another fishing guy. Leaves. I'm gonna have to put some of those brown ones together. I need to make something out of that. There's this fabric. Purple. Ooh, these are pretty. These are pretty. We have paisley. And then this is given Lisa Frank, but like faded out Lisa Frank. It's very cool. There's a couple pieces of that. Oh, which go with the rainbow trout. Actually, I think those are salmon. Those are not rainbow trout. I think those are salmon. I don't know. These are either rainbow trout or they're salmon. They look salmon-y to me. I think those will look cool together. Got some of the same colors. Oh, this is so cute. I know some of you are bored to tears. Bored to tears with this me showing you my fabrics, but I don't know. A much bigger piece. And this makes me happy because I really love this fabric. And I didn't notice with the smaller piece that this is actually glittery. It's like sparkly. And it's all the fairies. I love fairies. So there's this piece and this piece. I'm trying to think, and I think they would go really pretty with this. What I like is her fabric has, I mean, it smells slightly like it's old, but it doesn't stink like real bad. Like some fabrics I have bought are smelling real bad. Some more of the fishing. Some more of this. A bigger piece of the deer. No, that's not bigger. Some more cow fabric. We got flip-flops. Turtles. Are you turtly enough for the turtle club? Turtle, turtle, turtle. One of the things that I love about thrifting fabrics is looking at someone else's art. Okay, and granted this is scraps from her art, But you can clearly tell that some of these pieces went together and they belong together. So we got frogs, but you also have fairies and gardens, which totally go together. Because there should be frogs in your garden. I just think those are cute. And these are getting towards the bottom. They're a little bit bigger pieces. And also, I don't know if you know this, you can mix medias. So you can make something with crochet and, or no, you can make something with fabric and mix crochet and put crochet on the border. I don't know if you knew that. Oh, this kind of goes with that fabric too. This is pretty. It's upside down on your side. Isn't that pretty? And these could be cut into long pieces or squares with the border on there already. We're almost to the bottom of the pile, guys. Yeah, see, I recognize this dog. I want to say this is Dottie. That's really cute. We got frogs. We got some more of them cats. I don't like this fabric. I don't think that's cute. I don't like it. Frog. I'm more of a bright, fun colors. Oh, this has to be part of this. All right, so we have this, right? But this and this were probably part of a set. We have this, which I already showed you, right? And then this, which I already showed you. And then this. So these are all like part of the same series. And they would all absolutely go together beautifully in a project. My nose is so itchy. It's gotta be the fabric. Again, this is given 90s, early 90s. There is a bigger piece of the deer. I love this fabric. She cut, why would you cut a square just out of the center? Why wouldn't you not waste space and put it over here unless she was trying to get a specific deer? That's slightly irritating. Like I was saying, I like looking at what other people put together. I like using scraps from other people's projects and seeing like, oh, they put these together and it's so stinking cute. A bigger piece of that. A bigger piece of the fish that we haven't determined whether they're rainbow. I feel like, I don't know. My brain is like those are rainbow trout, but they also look like salmon. Maybe I don't know what a rainbow trout looks like. Because I know when the salmon are going upstream, they turn pink before they die. You can go ahead and tell me in the comments. Those are salmon, those are rainbow trout. My husband's a fisherman. I live in Alaska, like whatever it is. Flags. I don't like that one. But the colors go with that. It's just cute little hats. Sounds like Ponyo is eating something. Strawberry fabrics forever. Oh, that looked faded out. I thought it was. I was looking at the inside of the fabric. It's just faded. It's like a faded color. This is so pretty. There's bees and flowers in here. Oh, and birds. More of the airplanes. A different crayon. I love this one. Very, very colorful. I love this one. There's enough here to make a project bag. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe a small zipper bag I could make with that. That's really pretty though. It's really pretty. I also really like this one. Squirrels. Squirrels. This one feels, it feels like it's leaning towards, but not quite, flannel. Ponyo! I can hear her getting into stuff. Sandcastles, little crabs. Ponyo! Lucas, what is she getting into?
I don't know.
Can you check? Peace and love. There's a good piece of that. We're almost at the bottom. Pink butterflies.
Oh, crap, she's eating the U-Haul boxes.
My God. She's eating our packing boxes.
Ponyo, why are you eating U?
She ate through 2 boxes.
Where do I put these?
Just set them against the wall, please. Actually, put them in the big closet right here.
This closet or
The
that?
big one. I can hear her shredding something. Those boxes are expensive. As I said at the beginning of the video, she's teething. And she has toys. There's plenty of options to chew on. This one's really cute. I wish there was a bigger piece of this. And then this one's also really cute. Hello, baby fairies. Bigger piece of this. She was making something out of this because it's sewed together here. It looks like she sewed it wrong though. Because it's right to wrong side. Which is an easy fix because you just pull those apart, and I do have seam rippers. And she did it twice. She did it twice. Wrong side, right side. I can fix that though. Then we have yellow. And then this one is really, really cute. And there's a good piece here. And there is enough here to make a project bag. There actually might be enough here to make 2 project bags if I put it with another fabric. Which I have more than enough. Now, where's this fabric gonna go right this second? Because I don't have time or space to pull out my sewing machine. It's gonna go in storage immediately. And I cannot wait to get to the point where we're unloading stuff in our new house. I just, now granted, I am really worried, but I'm a worrier naturally. Like my anxiety's like, okay, if you worry about it enough, it somehow controls the circumstances. And I know that that's not true, but that has always been my fallback, my go-to, and I'm trying to fix that. We're just waiting on everything to go through. Like I said, the guy is messaging us the financing stuff for the mortgage, and we got to make sure that everything goes through on the new house that's going through here on this house. We got to make sure all the deals go through on both sides. And this is the first time we've sold a house at all, and it's the first time we have bought a house based on selling of the previous house. And so there's a lot more things that could go wrong, and that's scary. It's scary because you get your heart set on something and you start dreaming and fantasizing about what it will be like on that new property, and you just hope everything goes well. And me and Chris were talking because, you know, I've expressed to him my concerns. And he, of course, has always been the one to try to calm my anxiety with, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to work out. Telling me that even if something goes drastically wrong, which he doesn't think that it will, we will be okay, and we will find another place that is just as perfect. And in that conversation, we also discussed our dreams and our feelings about the property, and how it was so weird because I didn't even want to go look at this property. The pictures were not good. Like, the pictures were just meh. And I also had my heart set on the farmhouse, which I told you guys. And I didn't want to go look at any other houses. I was just ready, you know. And then when we got to this house, before I ever went into the house, I had a feeling. And so yeah, that was our little thrifty haul at the antique mall. I just had this feeling that just a feeling about the property alone. The property was what we have been discussing the whole time. What it looked like, what features it had. It had the flat land that we wanted, but it had some trees that we wanted. And we had no idea there was a pond back there. And it just was a really cute house, right? And then when we went in, and it was completely renovated. Like brand new everything in there. A little more modern than my style, but like that's an easy fix because I have stuff that I'm bringing along. Like the light that's in here is a chandelier I made. It's like a light that hangs from the ceiling. It's coming. It's probably gonna go in my next office. It's gonna definitely go somewhere in the house. I have a Tiffany style lamp in a hanging light in storage that Mr. Cinnamon got for me, and that's gonna probably go over our dining room table to replace the really modern expensive one that they bought and had put in the house. And then I also have another stained glass light that I found thrifting years ago. That was part of, it was above where we had the classroom. And it's a really cool light fixture that is unique and very me. Like, I don't like stuff that 100 other houses have in their house. I want stuff in my house that is like, where did you find that? That's cool. That kind of stuff. And so, I don't know. But, I don't know, when we went in the house, it was so funny because like we talked about it later. Every time we have talked about a house afterward, we discuss, okay, what did you feel? What did you like? What did you not like? And with this house that we're trying to purchase, I didn't even ask him his opinion. And that I never do that. I looked at him and I said, I want to make an offer on this house. And I looked at the realtor, I was like, we want to make an offer. And he's all, wait, we need to talk. And I was like, Chris, I really love this house. He's all, I know you do, I do too. He's all, we need to talk. I was like, all right. So we told the realtor, we were like, we're going to talk. We'll get back to you. And he kind of had the same feelings I had. And I don't know. It just felt right. It felt right more than any other property we've looked at. And so you get your heart set on it. You're like, oh, I hope everything works out. And I know a lot of you are praying for us. And I'm praying for us. And I talked about it in another video very recently. Like, I'm getting goosebumps again. I don't know why I'm getting goosebumps every time I talk about this house. It's weird when you're like that close to something you've dreamt about for so long. And it's attainable and you can see it and you can almost touch it. It's almost in your grasp. But it's also really scary because you can have your heart broken and like it could be ripped away, you know? And a number of things could happen between now and then. Like it could be catastrophic issues with the house that just, the sale will never go through. That could be. I don't think that's the case because, you know, he just replaced all the septic system. Like he flipped the house. He got it for really dirt cheap. Like dirt cheap. And even if he sunk $100,000 into the house, he's still making a really good profit over what he paid because that's how cheap he got the house. So he put some money, some time, and some effort into it. And I actually looked the guy up. I looked the flipper, the guy who was selling us our house. I looked him up. He does remodeling for a living. He has a remodeling business. So I'm like, he actually knows what he's doing. I don't think he would put his hard work into something to try to cover up that there's like a catastrophic issue, you know? So, I don't know. It's just a really beautiful house, and it's funny because it seems like simultaneously time is going by really slow and going by really fast at the same time, because it's going slow because I really just want to be done and I want to be in our new house. Like, I am impatient, but it's going by really fast in the fact that I gotta do this, and I gotta do that, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that, and I gotta pick up the house, and I gotta clean the house, and I gotta make these appointments for this house, I gotta make the appointments for that house, I gotta go to these appointments, I gotta get out of the house for these appointments, I gotta do So it's like simultaneously it's going by way too slow, and simultaneously it's going by way too fast. And it's only a couple days till Christmas. Like, it's less than 2 weeks till Christmas. I haven't even finished Christmas shopping. I'm usually done by now. And as a matter of fact, I can't even do my Christmas shopping until I get paid from YouTube, because, and that's not until the 22nd, because so much money has been sunk into fixing this one up to put it on the market. So I have to wait till the 22nd to do some of my Christmas shopping. I have some done, but I have to wait. And yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. But I made it through an entire video without crying or tearing up at all. I'll probably cry later, but like right now I feel okay. I feel emotionally stable. I'm going to actually, while I'm out of the house, I'm going to take one of these kits. I think I'm going to make the crab. And I'm going to make that in the car while we're sitting and waiting for the inspector to do the inspections. Not the inspector. The appraiser. He shouldn't be here that long. But I want to make one of these. And then tomorrow, I have made several amigurumi in this bucket that I'm going to show you as its own video, because I want to show you what I'm making as I'm making it, not just Monday Makes Video, because like I also need to film an intro for another video that is coming out in January, and I need to start on those projects. A lot going on. I'm going to go force myself to eat breakfast because I'm not remotely hungry. But I know that I need to eat something. And then we get everything situated. We're going to have homeschool in the afternoon instead of in the morning today, so I can get the dogs and my son out of the house for that. And I need to stop picking at my face. You guys saw that. I'm like, oh wait, there's like something there. I gotta pick at it. So I think I'm gonna make the little crab, because I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to actually make one of these, not just show them to you because they sent them to me, but I want to make them because I do have experience with them. But these do look easier, and I'm curious to how long it takes to make one of these. So I'm gonna time myself and see how long it takes to make the crab. And with that, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.